Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Witch and Knits podcast. I'm Shy, I'm a witch and I knit and I spin and I do other crafty things like bullet journaling and embroidery and sewing and general witchcraftiness. Yeah, this is episode 38. I said that already. Somebody's texting me. Yeah, this is my podcast where I sit down from time to time and talk about what I've been making and working on. So yeah, if you like that, I don't know, my intro is weird. I feel awkward every time I do it. It's like, every time I sit down to film, I'm like, how do you do this again? So if you like general awkwardness and alternative makeup in combination with knitting, this is the podcast for you. I'm just going to jump straight into what I've been working on after mentioning this is a crop top I knit last year. This is the Soldotner crop by Caitlin Hunter. Yeah, I knit that last summer. And then stuff happened around that creator and I didn't wear this for a year at all. So it's gotten very little wear, but I thought I made it, I don't want to not wear it. So here we are today, wearing this top. Yeah. Anyway, what I've been working on, I don't know, finger guns. First up is in this bag my Baudelaire crop top by Skeinanigans, which I haven't touched since last podcast because I've been working on other things. But anyway, it is here. It is still a thing. Did I put one row in it maybe? No, I didn't. I haven't touched this and now I miss touching it. I should work on this, maybe this weekend. There is so much I'm doing right now and I'm going to have a very busy month ahead. I'll get into that, but yeah, this has gotten very little, well, zero attention over the past 2 weeks, which feels bad, but I'll get there. I didn't run out of steam on it, it's just that I've been working on other things that have to kind of take priority over this. I'm knitting it out of Curio Stitches yarn in Happy December. The colourway is called Happy December and it matches this crop top. I like grey and red and black together. I have favourite colours. Also, my sofa is grey and I have red pillows in it. So there's the theme here. But anyway, yeah, I'm working on that. I'm using helical knitting, working on 4.5mm needles. Anyway, I haven't done anything with this, so I'm just going to put it away again and get back to it maybe this weekend or something. I don't know. I need to buy more black yarn for the ribbing. Anyway, that was my first whip. Sorry I zoomed through that one. I just, like I said, didn't work on it, so I didn't really feel like we need to talk about it a lot. But my next whip. My next whip is my Vintergäck mittens in progress. So I have one finished except the thumb, and on the second one I've gotten that far, so I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. This should be a very quick knit for me. These are then going to be felted and embroidered on, and this is how it's supposed to look, and it's going to look hopefully kind of like that when they're done. I just have to sit down and do this as well, but yeah, other things have to take priority sometimes. So yeah, this is, I put maybe that much into this one this week. So yeah, I'm knitting it out of Järbo 2-ply in this wonderful, I I don't remember the colour name, something with turquoise. Last time I did something with petrol, but now I know it's something with turquoise. And I don't have the ball band because I am not organised. I am half organised. I've got a book with notes, but I didn't write it down. I also didn't write down who designed the pattern because, yeah, knowing stuff, it's overrated. Vintergäck by Karin Holmberg. Oh, God. Which is a part of the Arv collection that Järbo, which is a Swedish yarn company, released recently. And there is kind of a sort of cal going on for these, but it's not a cal, it's mostly like people knit and embroider the mittens together, but it's not a cal because it doesn't have any prizes or deadlines or anything. It's just a group on Facebook where people... I was a bit confused about that, honestly. I kind of lost steam on them because of that, because the first day it opened and they opened the group on Facebook, they had like made it in advance and they opened it, so I joined first thing in the morning because I was like, yes, so excited to cast these on. And there were like people instantly like posting the finished mittens, and I'm like, yeah, that's fun to see, I guess, but wasn't this supposed to be like a cal? Weren't we supposed to cast on today? Because I was like really hanging on to my yarn, trying not to cast on before it started because I wanted to start it the day it opened, and people were already like felting the mittens and starting the embroidery and stuff, and yeah, pretty mittens, but and turns out it wasn't a cal at all, so I was a bit sad and I was a bit like, then I don't need to like spend an extortionate amount of time on this today, because I was like, I'm gonna zoom through these quickly and then embroider because I really want to do that. That's like my number one reason for wanting to knit these mittens, was because I really love the colours and the design of the embroidery. But yeah, they will get done eventually, hopefully soon, because yeah, it's getting cold, I want to use them. So yeah, I don't know, it was a bit of a bummer, honestly, because suddenly it was like everybody is way ahead of you and it just feels weird, you know. But yeah, my next whip is a test knit, and it is my shawl. It is the Crescent Moon Shawl by Elly Willis of Curio Stitches, and I am getting along just fine with this. It is growing nicely. Don't want to lose my stitches. This is it is Thursday today, and this is where I started on Monday, so I've gotten quite far in a couple of weeks. I have 2 test knits going at the same time, and I alternate days. So I knit on this on Monday, I knit on the other one on Tuesday, I knit on this yesterday, and I'm knitting on the other one today. So as to not get too overwhelmed. Did I say I really like test knitting? It's so much fun. But yeah, I am working on this, and it is due a colour change. This is Schoppel Wolle in... do we have a ball band? We do not. I will have to look it up. Schoppel Wolle Zauberball 2364 or Tonspur, or Tonspur, I don't know how to say that, it's probably German because Schoppel, but yeah, it is gorgeous. It's this single ply virgin wool and a bit of nylon, and obviously it is knitting up like that, which looks cool. So yeah, that is my shawl. I am really enjoying it. It is just straight up knitting a lot of stockinette stitches. Oh, it's garter stitch, but you know how to make that when you go there and back again. I am really enjoying it. It's really relaxing to just sit and... I've been catching up on podcasts a little bit, and I've been watching a load of bullet journaling and sewing videos. I have been watching a lot of Bernadette Banner and Rachel Maxey lately, and this has been perfect to just sit and watch stuff and knit, because it's very straightforward knitting. I like it a lot. So yeah, that is that one. Like I said, a test knit for an upcoming pattern from Elly Willis of Curio Stitches. And yeah, that's that one. My next whip, which is my last whip for knitting, is in this bag, and it is a new thing. It is red because I am a dork. This is another test knit, the Storm's Approach hat in progress, which is a hat. I woke up way too early today. My brain is not in the game. But yeah, it is a hat with this wonderful textured pattern, and it is so cozy. It is DK weight held together with lace weight mohair silk, and yeah, it's got some really nice details like this braid, and yeah, this stitch pattern is just marvellous. I really like this, and it's super fun to knit. I'm working on that. It is the same yarn actually as here for these. I do have some favourite colours, yeah. Is it obvious? But yeah, this is what I'm working on today and what I worked on 2 days ago. So I hope to get a bit further, a couple of inches done on this today. Later. So yeah, it is super squishy because it's got silk mohair in it, and I friggin' love silk mohair. I'm going to show you the yarns I am using. This and this, so this like brings down the colour of this quite a bit because it's a bit darker, so it gives this really nice effect. So yeah, I really like this, and this is so squishy. So exciting. And this is a pattern, like I said, a test knit, so it's an upcoming pattern by Kelcey Garner, also known as KnittingNiqabi on Instagram. She makes wonderful yarns and wonderful patterns, and yeah, I will have her, as everybody else, linked in the show notes in the description. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. You should totally check out her yarns as well. They're all naturally dyed and super beautiful. Had it not been that the world is in disorder and that the postal system has gone to absolute shambles, I would have ordered yarn from her for this. But alas, I am in the wrong end of the world, and it would have taken longer probably than the deadline for this test knit to even get my yarn. So yes, there we are. I had to go to a physical shop and pick some yarn up to be sure I would get it in any sort of reasonable amount of time. But yeah, enjoyable as heck. I really like this. And it knits up quite quickly as well because it's quite thick needles, so that's fun. I was due for a new hat anyway, so I was like jumping on this test knit real fast, like me. I'm so tired of the hat I have. It's like in one of my very first episodes almost 2 years ago, I knit a hat that's like this. Cheddar, please. Noises in the background. Cats. But yeah, that is my whips for this time around. So on to finished objects. I've got one finished object and it is these socks. These are the Triforium socks by Dabbles, and I have one that is not on the blocker as well, so you can see the pattern while it's not being stretched out and sideways. So yeah, that is also for the heel flap. That is done. That took me a good while, longer than usual for socks. Well, I've been taking a long time with my socks this year. I started this in August and I grafted the toe on my second sock this morning. But yeah, they have this really nice construction with the gusset on the bottom of the foot, which I've never done before doing these. And it's a beautiful lace pattern inspired by Gothic architecture, which I love. And yeah, this was really nice. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. I don't know if it's available off Ravelry, but I will have it linked, and I will have her Instagram linked, so hopefully you can find some sort of way to get the pattern if you want to knit this and can't use Ravelry. But yeah, this is a free pattern, and yeah, really enjoyable if you like lace knitting, which I do, so that's fun. But yeah, that is what I've been doing when it comes to knitting. I'm just going to mention that I still have not touched my crochet project. What is this hair? I don't know, it's short. I have still not touched my crochet project because I still need to get more yarn for it. That is that. On to spinning. My crochet project, by the way, is the Nature's Walk blanket. It's this one. I have not touched it for a very long time now. Yeah, bad me. But yes, on to spinning. What I'm working on first and foremost lives in this bag, which I will talk about in a second because it's new. But I'm first of all working on this still. This is the Blomsterkrukke by Garngalleriet, which is a Danish little dyer. It's it's a Danish indie dyer of fibre. She has beautiful fibre. Or they. I think it's her and her husband, both of them. But yeah, I bought this on at Forfest i Kiel earlier this year, before all of the world fell apart. And yeah, I am working my way through still the first 50 grams. This is, like I've been saying, my travel spinning, and last weekend I was away for the evening visiting my parents-in-law, but I was knitting instead of spinning, so I think I maybe got a few, like maybe 5 meters or something done before we had to run to the bus and go home. And then I tried to spin on the bus, but I remembered I get awfully car sick, so I had to put it away. This is the rest of the fibre. It's beautiful. This is Shetland wool, and yeah, I talk about this every single week. You're probably getting a bit sick of it, I'm sorry, but yeah, that is the spinning I'm working on. I need to get a move on with it so I can show the finished skein at some point. I am planning on 3-plying it, or 2-plying. I don't really know yet, but I think I'm going to chain ply it on the wheel instead of on the spindle. But I'm going to spin both singles on the spindle. Because it's going to have to be 2, because I don't think this spindle fits 100 grams fine, because it's already pretty full and I'm not done with the first 50 grams. But yeah. Finished objects for spinning. I finished my Fractal rainbow, and the colours are very washed out on the camera. They do not show up the way they should, sadly. It's a lot more pastel and bright in real life. It's gorgeous. I am so pleased with how this turned out. Really, really pleased with how this turned out. If you haven't seen that video, I will try to have it in the top corner, and I will also link it in the description, and it should show up as the previous video after this video. But I made a video of the entire process of making this yarn, which I uploaded last week. So yeah, that is a thing. If you want to watch this being made from fibre to yarn, there is a video of that. I got 336, I think, meters, something like that, and it is 112 grams, so it's roughly sport weight. It is 3-ply, traditional 3-ply, except for the last 2-3 meters that I had to chain ply because one of the singles was a lot longer than the others, but well, not a lot longer, but a bit longer. The very last bit is chain plied, but other than that it's just a traditional 3-ply of 1 ply was just every single colour, one after the other was 2, like 1 repeat of the colour, and the other one was 4 repeats of each colour. So yeah, this is now my beard. Yes, that is spinning. I have some sewing this week, quite a bit actually. I'll just pick this up again. I made this bag. This is a bag by the Stitching Scientist. The pattern is by the Stitching Scientist. The bag is by me. It is a free bag pattern on her blog, Not on Ravelry, which I will also have linked. Super fun, scrappy project. I made an entire blog post about this. I have a blog now, by the way. I will talk about that as well. But yeah, I made an entire blog post about this. I had to use my brain because this piece of fabric was a bit too narrow to get the entire top piece, so I had to like split it in the middle and lay the pieces opposite each other and cut it out that way. You probably, if you sew, you know what I mean. And then stitch them together with some nice top. There's so much top stitching in this. I have a fun story about this. I really enjoy top stitching, and I got a lot of practice doing it while sewing all the face masks earlier this summer. And I was like to David, because he was home that day, David, I'm so happy with this bag. It's so much fun because I get to do so much top stitching, only to then try and piece both pieces together, both sides, only to realise that I've sewn one of the sides together with the side pieces in the middle, and I was like, no. So I had to undo this top stitching and this top stitching to take it apart, put it back together and redo all the top stitching, which redoing it was fine, but undoing top stitching is a bit of a pain. I'm glad I have a proper seam ripper. I would have just not wanted to do that with a pair of scissors. But yeah, it's fully lined, and it has that fabric as the lining, and it has a boxed off bottom. Yeah, has a couple of mistakes, like here I couldn't properly line up, so it got a few creases in it in the handles, but overall I think it's very cute, very chic or something. I don't know, I don't use that word. But yeah, it is perfect for a spindle project and like 100 grams of wool. So I made myself a spinning bag. I might decorate it or embroider something on it or something, but for now I'm happy with it the way it is. So yeah, that's nice. I made that, and then I was like, this is fun, I want to say something else. So I found, and I was like, I need a project for the pumpkin make along that Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi and Joanna of Stitching the High Notes are hosting. They're hosting it over at Instagram this year instead of Ravelry, and I am obviously joining this year again because I love pumpkin themed things and autumn. So I was like, I want to try something new. So I picked English paper piecing, and I made this little cute thing. It's a bit wonky, it's not perfectly straight, but I made a little needle book which has for now just 2 needles in it, but I made this. It looks like that on the inside, and these are the pieces on the front, obviously. Did some embroidery around it, very simple. And then on the back side, this is going to go on the blog as well as an in-depth post about it, because it had very many steps and I did my own thing a bit. But yeah, I made this little pumpkin using waste canvas to line it up on the linen piece, because while linen is a straight grain thing fabric that you can embroider on without using waste canvas, I was a bit lazy and wanted to not have to redo things in case of wonkiness, so I used waste canvas because I have a huge stash of cross stitch things that don't get much use, because I used to do a lot of cross stitching when I was like 14, 13, and then I just dropped it, and here we are, still have all the things. So yeah, I used waste canvas to line this up. So yeah, I made that, that's cute. I am happy with it. I need to take proper pictures and post it on Instagram for the make along. Yeah, like I said, this was my first time doing English paper piecing. My grandma used to do a lot of English paper piecing. She's still alive, but I don't think she does piecing anymore. It's probably a bit too fiddly for her old fingers. But yeah, it's been fun trying out a craft that I've seen in my family quite a bit and just never tried. And I can safely say I want to do more. This has the potential to turn into a huge obsession for me. I kind of want to make a project bag with, like, you know, with a split bottom and top half colour wise, and just paper piece the entire bottom. That's going to take a lot, because I also really enjoyed making these 1/2 inch hexies. Super fun. Oh my god, I want to paper piece more. It is going to happen. But yeah, that's that project. My next sewing project, because I've got yet another sewing project. This is a bigger project that's taking a very lot more of brain space, and very much something I'm not very at home making. I'm not very well versed in these kinds of things, but this is just a muslin, so this is not the fabric it's going to be. But I am piecing together some sort of pattern for a shirt, and it is going to have sort of a Peter Pan collar, but bat wing shaped, and I am so excited. And it's going to have puff sleeves, and it looks like nothing at the moment. I have also realised I need to do a new muslin, because this is way too big in the shoulder area and a bit snug over the hips, because I've got not much shoulders and a lot more hips than shoulders, and this is adapted from a dress pattern, so the hips are my fault. I drafted them because I had to make the pattern longer, so I just didn't add enough width for that, and for the top part I think I'm going to keep, I'm going to make a new pattern from the pattern sheet and just use the smallest size for the shoulders, use the next size up for the bust, because I need that, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a gape I think. So yeah, I'm going to redo that and do, if I can use these pieces again I will, because I know about how much I need to add down here, so I don't think I need to redo that, but I really need to redo the shoulders. I added a dash down the front that's not supposed to be there and it's still too big, so and that's even with pinning it together as if I had buttons in it. But I've also, don't laugh at me, but I've never made buttonholes on a sewing machine before. I've done a million buttonholes by hand. I know how to do those. But I made my first buttonholes in this thing, and I realised my sewing machine has a buttonhole foot and stuff. It's like, oh my god, this is a whole new world for me. So yeah, I made buttonholes and they work. They are actual buttonholes. I'm so happy with myself. I feel so dumb for like silly for never doing that and being like excited about being able to do buttonholes, but here we are. But one other thing I need to alter with this is the piece for the collar is it's too wide. The collar is going to be quite gapey, so I need to bring the neckline up a bit as well. So yeah, cat. If you see ears there, it's Cheddar, Chitty boy. But yeah, this is fun. I have ordered some fabric because I wanted to make a Halloween shirt or blouse for myself. And originally I wanted an orange fabric with like bats and stuff on it, and I couldn't find one that wasn't like half polyester, and I didn't want that. I wanted just cotton, because of not wanting to use a lot of plastic. But I found the perfect fabric, this fabric. It has little baffies on it and I'm so excited to get it in the mail. I just hope there's enough to make this, otherwise I will have to rethink the pattern a bit and maybe crop it or something, I don't know. But we'll see. I am stupidly excited to get my fabric. I hope it gets here quickly. I wanted to show it off today, but it hasn't arrived yet, so sad face, but it's going to be so exciting. And the collar is going to be black and the cuffs for the sleeves are going to be black as well. I've bought black fabric and also fusible interfacing, and also yes, this is wrinkly as all heck and stuff like that, because I did not own an iron at the time. I used to own an iron before we moved here, and then it broke just before moving, and I just never got around to buying a new one. But I decided now that I have committed to making a proper actual shirt that I will want to use, hopefully. I am going to get myself an iron so I can have non-wonky fused pieces without wrinkles to make my life a lot easier. So I bought an iron and I'm very proud of myself for doing that. Because that's been a long time coming, let me tell you. But yes, on to stash enhancement. I bought some of the fabric. I mean, obviously the Buffy fabric is a stash enhancement, but it's not here yet, so can't really add it to this list. But I bought this fabric. I found this beautiful Japanese fabric from in a second-hand shop, but I had to have it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it yet, and yeah, I just love it. It's beautiful, and I'm just trying to fold it. It folds up like a little map or something. it had like tags and everything still, so I put the little tag for this is like just the pattern of the fabric. This was stuck on the fabric, so I just put that in my bullet journal. But yeah, it had tags and everything and was really cheap. Had to have it. It's cotton, and apparently I think it's hand printed in a traditional way of printing fabrics, and I'm just excited. I think this is going to be a project bag. I'm not sure. I kind of want to try and just keep as much of the pattern as possible of it, and it's a quite narrow piece, so I think it's going to have to be like a project bag or something, because that's something I use a lot as well. So yeah, I'm excited about it. That is so pretty. I love cherry blossoms. It's not at all cherry blossom season. I'm not really feeling the want for spring at the moment. I very much want autumn and pretty leaves outside and stuff, but couldn't pass this up. That's oh, look here. Here's the collar for the shirt, but I am redoing it with another point, and I also need to bring out the angle quite a lot of this flap, because now it's like sticking that way and I wanted to go straight down. So yeah, I was going to talk about that when I talked about the shirt, but sorry about that. Stash enhancements that aren't fabric. I have two. I'm going to start with this beauty. Look. I bought fibre because I wanted something new to spin on the wheel since I finished my Fractal rainbow. So I bought this wonderful, it is Panduro by, again, by Curio Stitches. I wanted to get some fluff from her because she dyes amazing fluff and amazing yarns. And yeah, I got this. It's 100 grams of Panduro in this colourway Cybergoth, and I think I might three-ply this as well, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I think so though. I really like it. It's super squishy, and I match it quite well. David was super impressed with it as well. He was like, wow, beautiful colours. So witchy, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, I bought that. I'm really excited to start this. This is going to be my treat for this weekend after this week has been done and I've uploaded what needs to be uploaded and also blogged what has to be blogged and stuff like that. So yeah, I am super excited about that. It's going to be a real treat to, I almost said cast this on, but start spinning it. It's so soft. But yeah, this is beautiful. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And my next stash enhancement is this. It is Stranded Dye Works BFL nylon in Zooming Home for Christmas. I actually got my hands on a skein. I actually for once remembered to check the shop right as it dropped, the shop update, and I don't think I've ever managed to do that before. I've been trying several times. There was this one colourway that was like a one-of-a-kind orange and purple, beautiful, also from Stranded, and I was too slow. But I did manage to get my hands on Zooming Home for Christmas, and I'm super excited. This is going to be one of my projects for the festive sock along this year, which I am going to be joining again. This is, like I said, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to cake this up one of these coming days, and yeah, have it ready to go on the 1st of October, which is when the sock along starts. I'm super excited. I love the festive sock along. It's probably my favourite knit along because socks and Christmas. And I also, like Amy Florence, who has Stranded, She has this box of Christmas socks. It's 25 pairs of socks for the month of December, and that is a good goal to have. That is one goal I have as well. I really would like a box of Christmas socks. Not going to be able to get to 25 this year. I'm not going to get to 25 this year. Quite far from that, but this is going in the sock drawer later when it's been knit up into a sock, and I'm so excited to start. It's so beautiful. It smells good too. Speaking of the sock along, my second planned sock for the sock along is this gorgeous yarn, which is very Christmassy. It's called Tree Lights, and it's from Variable Difference. It is actually one of the yarns. I won a prize last year in the sock along, and this is one of the yarns I won. And the other yarn I won was this yarn, which is also Variable Difference but in the Frost colourway. But yeah, I am going to be knitting this into a sock, and I am excited about that. Don't really know if it's just going to be a vanilla sock or a Hermione sock or what I'm going to do. I will make socks, and it's going to be marvellous, and it's going to be Christmassy. The festive sock along isn't just for Christmas socks, it's for any sort of festivities around Christmas time, but not Halloween. No Halloweeny socks, which is a little bit of a shame because I really love Halloween, but I get that in the pumpkin mail, so it's okay. But yeah, this is not new, this is new, but these are going to be my projects for the sock along. 2 of them at least. I don't know if I'll have time to do more, but if I do, we'll see. So yeah. Other plans. I did mention I have a busy month ahead of me. That is true. I am going to attempt to do Inktober again this year. I did not get it done last year. I've finished it one year, and then I almost finished it the year after. I did not finish last year, and I'm going to do this year. I'm going to try and finish. But you might have heard there has been some issues around the creator of Inktober. Quick rundown of that is there is debate on whether he's releasing a book about Inktober every day of the year or something like that, and parts of it looks a lot like they are directly copied or plagiarized from another creator, and there is a lot going on around that. So yeah, that feels a bit iffy, and I don't know. I'm not super read up on what's going on with Inktober, but also he's been trying to trademark Inktober, which makes it difficult for people who sell their Inktober piece as a Zine after Inktober and stuff like that. I think it turned out he was just trademarking the logo, which I understand because it's his logo, obviously, but still, it's I think the art community, I'm not really into the art community either. I just do art and post it sometimes. But I think it's very much a dividing issue in the art community, and I am not dipping foot into the debate. Because, obviously if it's plagiarised, that's really, really stinking bad. So what I'm going to do is I've made my own list this year. I am doing Witchtober instead of Inktober. Witchtober is a thing that many people do. There are very many different lists, but I made my own one. I've never done that before. I'm probably going to post my list on Instagram as well if anybody wants to join in on that. I have made sure to add, I think it's every Saturday, so it's 5, I think, days off as well. But I think I'm gonna add some bonus themes at the bottom in case I feel like drawing that day anyway. I just know that I need a day to breathe every now and then, and also if I miss a day I can just take it the day that's off, you know. Otherwise I'm going to stress myself out too much. So I've made a list. I'm going to be posting that, like I said, and I'm going to attempt to follow it and draw something. I'm going to sit down and sketch out some pieces before October starts this year. I'm a bit more prepped this year than the other years. I've just been sort of pantsing it, like saving a couple of lists, writing them down in my journal, and then just, what shall I draw today? I'll have a look through the lists and see if I can come up with something. And by making my own list, I feel like I already have sort of an idea of what I could make with that theme, and I also, like I said, I'm going to sketch some thumbnails before starting so that I have something to fall back on, and if I decide to do something else that day, that's no matter, you know. So I'm quite excited about that. Now my battery icon is flashing. And I'm also quite excited because I am going to, after this is done filming, probably change into something a bit less toasty because this is quite warm. And then I'm going to sit down and film a bullet journal video for October. I have a bit of a sneak peek. It is going to be up. Haha. You can't see that probably. I don't know why I showed it, but yeah, I'm going to be making a, I don't want to drop all my papers that I have stuck in my journal, a journal video for the first time since February, I think was the last time I made a bullet journal video, and the time before that I made a bullet journal video was actually last October. So it feels a bit silly to do October again, but I want to make more bullet journal videos, I think. So I'm gonna make, because I've been really happy with the theme I've done this month. I can show you a bit. Like I've done a lot of leaves and let me see, a week that's pretty. Yeah, this week, like I showed you, it's been a lot of leaves, lots of prettiness, lots of just arting about with it, and it's been fun. So I want to get more into doing that, and also I've been using my journal a lot more this month because I've just been writing down every single thing I do, because I have been keeping a bit of a busy schedule for myself lately. I started making kombucha, so I need to keep track of the days, of how many days it's been in the bottle outside of the fridge before it can go in, and how many days it's been fermenting first in the first ferment containers and stuff like that. I'm so excited about kombucha. I think this is the 3rd bottled batch I'm making, and it's very small this time because I just split my original starter tea into 2 batches. So I have double the amount because both David and I are we're both pretty hooked on it. It's really good and it's really fun to make as well. So yeah, I've been making kombucha lately, and yeah. Do you know what I think it's time for? I think I should probably go. Oh no. Also, I know people usually do what I'm reading today thing. I've not started reading something, but I am almost there. It's really difficult for me to read. It's like I don't have issues reading. I don't have dyslexia or anything like that. I just cannot focus since I got burnt out many years ago in uni. I have just been unable to sit down and read and enjoy it, and also with like my dissociative issues I have sometimes, or well, a lot of the times, especially lately, but it's probably just that I realise I have them now, so I notice it. But anyway, I dissociate a lot while reading, which makes it difficult because I don't know what I've read. But I, like I said, been watching a lot of Bernadette Banner and Rachel Maxey and other sewing historically people, and I had to go and dig up my copy of Pride and Prejudice. So, and I also dug up my copy of Emma, so I'm gonna have some Austen cozy times. I'm really excited about that. I tried to find my DVDs of Pride and Prejudice as well, but they're probably at the bottom of a pile of boxes in the storage unit, and I can't get to it on my own. So I'm going to try and start reading this book next month, and I am excited about it. I also picked up my tarot cards the other day for Mabon. Happy Mabon, any witches out there, or equinox. It's past the equinox now, but happy festivities anyway. I did a tarot reading for the first time in God knows how long, probably since around the time we moved or something. I have not been touching any of that, almost any of that, in so long. I just have not been up to it. I'm a bad witch. I mean, I keep my witch status in other ways, but I have not been into tarot reading at all. But I picked them up and it feels good, so now I want to get more back into that as well. So yeah, it's been good. But I've been talking for a very long time. My battery icon is flashing at me and is looking increasingly angry, so I think I'm going to sign off here and go film another video. But first, it's time for Sheddy. Oh, he was sleeping. He's a tired bubba. Sheddy. I don't want to be here. It's been a while since I saw him, so I thought he would say hello. But anyway, yes. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, if you would like to keep seeing what I get up to with my crafty shenanigans and whatnot, consider subscribing. And also, yeah, I forgot to mention, I have a blog now. I made a blog so I can post in depth about projects I make, because I like to ramble a lot and sometimes I like to ramble in text, and also to have somewhere to post my show notes that's not on Ravelry. So I'll have show notes down below in the description on my blog and on Ravelry. So yes, blog, link down there. God, I'm so disorganised. But anyway, yes, please like this video if you liked it. Please comment something if you feel like it. If you want to talk about something, any suggestions for patterns or videos, or like bullet journal themes. I have a theme thought out, I've got it all sketched out, but for coming months, or anything else you'd like to see on this channel, please let me know. Please talk to me in the comments. I do my best to try and respond when I upload a new video. It's usually how it goes, but sometimes I'm bad at it and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, yes, thank you so much for watching, and like I said, like, subscribe. If you want notifications, there's a bell button you can click somewhere, I don't know, YouTube stuff. And I will see you in a couple of days for my bullet journal video. And other than that, when I see you, have a lovely weekend and week after that, and however long until my next podcast. And I will see you again soon. Bye!